Today, I'm gonna be building the biggest farm base in 99 nights. So, right now we have the fire level 3, we have a starter base going so far, but we're gonna be building the biggest base, and I'm gonna have 3 total walls all the way around the base made out of vegetables and stuff that you get from farming. So basically, I'm gonna collect enough food for all of Earth to survive for the next millennium. So, first goal is to get the fire level to level 6, because that will be when we start our first wall. But while we're doing that, we're also going to want to make the maximum amount of farm plots, because we're going to need a lot of food. And I'm also playing the farmer class, so that'll help a lot with the watering can. And as well, there's a whole bunch of pumpkins around the map, so that'll be fantastic for food. And not just food to eat, but food that we're going to be collecting, because pumpkins are pretty hard to grow. Por favor, give me a good axe. There we go. Okay, cool. We got a good sack and a good axe. Now we just need to get our fire up to level 6. I'm also wondering if I should go get the kids for this base. I mean, actually, hold up. I think I have a good idea. For the squid kid, we could give him a bunch of corn. For the koala kid, I'm not exactly sure we could give her. Maybe, actually, yeah, there's not too many colored vegetables that line up with the kids. But I can try to give them some vegetables. Just to add a little bit to the base. Just to fill it out. Okay, good. We also got the volcano biome in this game. That's gonna make this 10,000 times easier. The winter biome always gives you blizzards, and those are not fun to deal with. Oh, there we go. Red chest in the middle of nowhere. Please give me a chainsaw. That'd be fantastic. There we go, bro. Easy. Let's go. All right. How do I gotta bring this to Gunman. He's gonna be getting us a ton of wood, and so this will be his. We also got the carnival, but honestly, there's not really much worth going into the maze for. There we go. Got a rifle too. That'll help with getting the kids. All right, but now let's start getting our farm plots. So we'll upgrade the bench. Get a bunch of these, and I'm not going to be placing them perfectly just yet. This is just for right now. I'm honest, actually, I'll just place them right on top of each other. That'll make this very easy. All right, cool. So we have all of our farm plots right on top of each other, and we'll move them when we're actually making the base finalized. For right now, I'm kind of starving every 5 seconds because I can't really eat the pumpkins. I do want to collect them. They're more rare, so this will help a lot. I'm also wondering what we can do to make this a very nice looking farm base, because I am going to be buying furniture for it, so I kind of have to think what I want to do before buying a whole bunch of stuff from the furniture trader. There we go. Got a strong axe too. That'll be good. Just out here looking for fuel. Seems to be a little bit harder to find in this game. There we go. Okay, fuel, just as I wanted it. Thank you, game. I'm glad you are listening to every word that I say, like the government. For legal reasons, that is a joke. All right, cool. More fuel in here. Thank you, game, for listening to me. More fuel over here. Thank you, game, for listening to my innermost thought. More fuel on this thing. Bro, if I get a fuel canister out of this chest, I don't know what to say at this point. Dude, what? More fuel in the chest too. What is happening? I would really hate it. Hold on. Oh, I just really want a tactical shotgun too. If only I could find a tactical shotgun out of nowhere. More fuel. Bro, what in the world? This is Fuel City over here. I just have to go to the right part of the map and there's all the fuel. Got the location of the second kid right here as well. Easy basketball shot right here. Boom, totally made that. All right, well, we're good on fuel. And here's the location of the first kid as well. So I got the first 2 kids' locations already on the map. Things are going pretty good. All right, let's put this in here. And there we go, fire level 5. Perfect. We also have 40 more wood to use for some farm plots. So we'll place those in the same spot. I'm also going to make the next crafting bench. And then we need 15 wood for a crock pot. All right, got that. Put it right next to the farm. And there we go. Okay, cool. So we're going to have a very nice source of food probably the next day. I think that's when the food's going to grow. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. So let's just start cooking a whole bunch of this. It's very easy too because all the vegetables are in the same exact spot. You just literally spam the F button. All right, perfect. So we'll just have that keep cooking. And let me go actually talk to the furniture trader because he just came into town. All right, cool. So for a farm, I definitely want a birdhouse. And Kevin is a non-negotiable for any base on planet Earth. So we're going to get him too. And now I got to think, what do we want for a farm base? Buckets will be cool. Those are nice and decorative. Barrels are pretty much the exact same. So we'll get 3 of each. And shrubs, I think, will look fantastic. Those always look great. And bush planters will also add to it. So I think for now, that is how I'm going to spend my coins. And I'm going to go to the Stronghold to get some more later. But for now, got to stick to our goal of fire level 6. Hoping to get oil barrels out of these chests. That's usually the fastest way to get fuel using oil barrels. They do so much for getting you to fire level 6. Perfect. Got an oil barrel right here. Bro, I speak and it happens. It's almost like I'm a dev, Maybe I am a dev. How else would I get the dev to play with me, you know? What if I'm secretly the 4th dev of 99 Nights in the Forest, and I told my dev buddies, hey guys, I would rather be a YouTuber on our game. You know, coding just isn't for me anymore. What if, I wonder. Good evening, sir. Please do not bother me while I am opening my chest. Thank you very much. Ooh, giant stack. I will take that. I'm gonna bring that back to Gunman. All right, we're about halfway to fire level 6. Just found the 3rd kid's location as well. Not even looking for them, but it'll be good to have for later. Because even though you do have the compass, I guess it's even easier just to look on the map exactly where it is. Or maybe it is harder, because with the compass, you don't have to open the map. Not sure. Oh, wait, I've been forgetting. I need to water the farm plots with the watering can, because then that gives you a guaranteed pumpkin, because I think it might be a level 2 or 3 perk, but I know it's a farmer class perk, where I'll get a guaranteed pumpkin each time, and we're gonna want a lot of pumpkins. I'm thinking of making an entire wall out of pumpkins. What the? Yo, dude, bro spawned 3 inches from my camera. That was very surprising, sir. Please do not do that again. What the? What? Yo, dude, it is literally raining dogs. Not cats yet. I guess that's for tomorrow's weather forecast. What? The dude fell on me. I don't even know what's happening anymore. I'm going back to base. This game hates me. The game had to give me some kind of punishment for all the fuel that I got earlier. Okay, cool. Found the stronghold as well. That's nice. So actually, might as well. Actually, no, I can't even loot this. I don't have a spear. The spear is the way I like to do it. Huh. Okay, so I think I might just get a wolf pelt real fast. There we go. First try wolf pelt. That is very nice. And then we'll get the spear from the pelt trader as soon as he comes by. All right, let's see. Is this enough fuel? It might be. Yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. So we have fire level 6 now. Now we need to make the first wall, which is going to be made out of shelves. And I'm thinking this will be our pumpkin wall, because it'll be the smallest wall, and pumpkins are really hard to get. Now, we're not going to be making a wall out of stew. So we're going to need a ton of vegetables, and make sure we don't use all of them on stew. So it's a good thing I've been getting a bunch of scrap, because that is what we're going to need a lot of for this wall. I'm just going to spam make a bunch of shelves. If we have more than enough, then we'll just use that towards the second wall. But I'm about to have a ton of shelves. And there we go. 65 shelves. Let's start building our base. So we'll try to build it out as far as possible and keep it nice and circular shaped, kind of following the, or not kind of, but following the dotted outline. There we go. We have our first layer of wall completely done. And I think for the door, we'll keep it on this side. So let me actually, I need to go make a hammer so I can pick this up. And I will need the hammer to pick up other stuff, like even our farm plots right here. Let's see, is it on the map? I believe I saw it earlier. I think it was near the stronghold, but if not, I'll probably have to get a radar. Yep, okay, I was right. Right here. It's just I didn't actually get close enough to it to get on the map. There we go. Got myself a spear. Okay, so that'll be good for both raids at our base and for the stronghold. All right, hammer's done crafting. Perfect. I wonder how the wall is working so far. I don't think it's perfect at keeping out the cultists, but I might be wrong. Because I know that if they get stuck on the shelves, you can actually hit them through the shelves without getting damage yourself. It's pretty cool. Okay, gunman just died, so maybe they did get in the base. Or maybe he got shot. Wait, how did you die? None of the cultists are in the base. Oh, there we go. There's one. Okay, yep, they are getting inside the base. It's kind of annoying, but not bad. As long as they're not overflowing our base, they're actually kind of coming in slower by the walls. So maybe that's a help. Furniture trader just came back today. We'll go head over and talk to him, and then we'll go to the stronghold to get more coins for the next time he comes back. Okay, so what do we want? The flowers, they look pretty nice, but in a farm, I feel like they I don't know. Something about flowers just feels out of place, but I guess we'll buy these. Lanterns are always cool. I think you can paint these, so the purple color doesn't really matter. I do want lights. Lights are always cool for any base. Now, we gotta decide. Do we want hedgerows to be our surrounding wall area, or do we want something else? I'm thinking I'm gonna go with hedgerows simply because they're a lot easier to get compared to trellis fences or any other fences, I think. Actually, wait, maybe regular fences are way easier to get. Yeah, I think regular fences, they're part of the infinite buyable items whenever they're in the shop, but I still think I'm gonna do hedgerows because I already just used a ton of my coins. Or actually, you know what? No, maybe we should use fences anyway. I do think that they would look way better. So we're gonna go do the stronghold, then we're gonna go get the 4 kids, and then start farming like crazy, just getting everything we can. All right, there we go. Just beat level 1 stronghold, 130 coins, pretty good. Now, like I said earlier, I would really like a tactical shotgun. All right, game, did you hear me? Do you need me to say it crisply? A tactical shotgun. Por favor, I am asking humbly and requesting your kindness. Thank you very much. What is happening, bro? Dude, there's a dev listening to my every move right now. This is perfect. All right, well, let's get out of here. This is the best game in the world. All right, now that we got our hammer, let's make our door real quick. Cool, that was easy. And now, like I said, let's go get all 4 kids. And now that I realize it, I actually think it'll be very easy to get the first 3 because I have their map locations. I can just instantly go get all 3 of them in one go, because with the compass, you can only really get one of them at a time because you can only see one of the posters at a time, or at least you can only see the next kid. So like if you get the second kid out of order, then you can technically see the first and third, but this way I think will be very, very quick. All right, got the first key and the first kid. Gonna start shooting at the bears from over here. Get this to be a little bit faster. Actually, why don't I just use my tactical shotgun? Boom, there we go. Got the third kid. Gotta make sure I get a lot of scrap too, so I'm gonna grab these 2 washing machines, microwave, because we're gonna need a lot of scrap for these walls. I do have 23 shelves left over, but if it took about 40 shelves just for the first wall, it's gonna take quite a bit for the next 2. While I'm heading over to the second kid's dungeon, I'm gonna be staying on the outskirts of the map, trying to look for the 4th kids, try to save some time if possible. No way, bro. That's not fair, man. That's goaltending. I was trying to get up the ladder and the bears stacked on top of each other and wouldn't let me go up, bro. That was, I mean, good teamwork, man, but I don't appreciate it. All right, now I actually do need to start remembering, though. I need to water these farm plots, because if I don't, then we're not going to get as many pumpkins. So let me just water these, and it's so nice. I get to water them all at once. Wait, what? Wait, the watering can's not... No, they didn't. No, they did not. No, the devs did not do this. No, the devs did not do this. The devs did not forget to make the ability to water these things. Or maybe it's just the texture. Maybe they are watered, but the texture just doesn't change, because usually it gets darker. Huh. This could be really bad. Wait, what happened to the... Where are the kids? Wait, what? Hold up. Where'd the kid... Oh, wait. Yeah, I dropped them when I died. I was about to say it. I have some ninja teleporting kids or something. Yeah, look at this. It didn't give me the pumpkins for watering it. Maybe it's because they're all stacked on top of each other. Maybe... I don't know. I'm gonna try to build another one and see if I can fix that. So if I build another farm plot, we might as well just build the rest of them. And if I put it apart from the others and I try to water it, no shot. No shot. The watering can is broken. Maybe they meant to do that on purpose though, because the farm plot is now like spooky, I guess. But man, that is not good at all. That is not good. I don't think we're going to be making an entire pumpkin wall for this video. Maybe. We're going to see what we can do. We're going to have to improvise. All right, there we go. Got 19 farm plots placed on top of each other. And there's a 20th. All right. First and third kids are back at the base. Let me quickly build the compass. I'm going to use that to find the 4th kid, and I already have where the 2nd kid is on the map. All right, well, they're in pretty much opposite directions. So I'm going to get the 2nd kid for tonight, and then the 4th kid the next day. Well, this was a big mistake. Our farm is right where the 2nd kid's tent is, so we'll have to move that, but we'll be moving it anyway. All right, it's the next day. Let's go get the 4th kid, and then we can actually start arranging our biggest farm base, because we're only going to be placing our farm plots within the inner wall, and so the next 2 layers of walls are just going to be for extra defense and look very, very great. So let's see. Furniture traders here. I have 170 coins this time. Plant lanterns are going to be fantastic. Mushrooms are great. We'll get those too. Some flowers. Let's also get some flower bushes, shrubs, bush planters. And yeah, look at this. You can get wooden trellis fences and wooden picket fences pretty much infinitely. Now, picket fences seem to be more of like stuff for a house, whereas trellis fences seem like they'd be perfect for a farm. So I'm just going to be buying as many of those, and now we're out of coins. All right, here's where the tactical shotgun comes in very handy. It's very easy to take out the bears like this. And there we go. That was really fast. And we got a red chest down here. Perfect. I don't know what I want. Actually, no, I do. Thorn armor. Please, game, give me thorn armor. I know you're listening. Alright, well, it was fun while it lasted. You can go in there and rot away for the rest of your miserable life. Alright, all 4 kids are now safe. Now it's time to actually start sorting out all of our vegetables. And I have a lot of them. So corn, we're gonna put in a pile over here. And then carrots, they're gonna have their own other pile. It's gonna be a huge pile. And we're gonna put them over here. Okay, we got some piles already started. We got a bunch of carrots right here. Decent amount of corn right here. And some pumpkins right here. So we're gonna have to fill out all these holes walls with carrots, pumpkins, and corn, but I'm starting to think, man, without the watering can, this might be I genuinely thought this would be a lot easier, but without the watering can, dude, this is gonna be near impossible if we want to sort it out wall by wall. So for example, one wall be pumpkins, one wall be corn, and another be carrots. That's gonna take 3 millennia. Why are you in the crock pot? I'm not cooking you. Yeah, get out of the crock pot. Bro, the kids are so misbehaved nowadays. I've told her like 6 or 7 times now, get out of the crock pot, and she keeps laughing at me. For some reason, kids just keep laughing whenever you say 6, 7. All right, we moved the tent out of the way of the farm, so now we can just start stacking up everything. All right, got our next batch of harvest. Sort these out. It's so easy with all of them right on top of each other. All right, carrot pile is getting bigger. What in the world? All the cultists are right next to each other over here. That's kind of convenient. All right, well, we're gonna have to do with what we've got. So I don't think we're gonna make an entire pumpkin wall, but we are gonna make the base in the same way. What we need to do is get the next 2 walls built, which is gonna take a lot of scrap. But the one thing I do need to build first are the 10 torches to make the base big, but only placing the first 5. That way we have a good guide for our wall, because without the guide, I have no idea what I'm doing. So let's see what we can do. All right, so that's so far what we have with the shelves we've already built. I can build a few more. We have about 50 scrap, but Furniture Trader just came by, so we'll go trade with him first. All right, so let's see. He has a bunch of wooden trellis fences and, oh, mythic fountain. I will take that. Very nice. But then the rest will be wooden trellis fences. Can't buy that many though, so I'm gonna have to go loot the stronghold again. But the fountain, that's gonna look really nice for the farm. All right, almost done with the second wall. This base looks crazy already. I'm even lagging a little bit right now. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. All right, just finished, I believe, the level 2 stronghold. Now we have 225 coins. That'll be good. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell, but my game is now lagging with how many vegetables we have. I think it's this carrot pile over here. My frame rate is very low. This does not look good. So I think what we're gonna start doing is start moving some of the vegetables onto the shelves. So for pumpkins, we'll go ahead and start them at the inner ring to the right of the door. All right, so we've been playing. We're at day 46, and this is how many pumpkins we have. So obviously, we're not going to be making an inner pumpkin wall. That will take 55 years. Next, let's take our corn and we'll do the same thing starting at the left side of the inner ring. All right, this is what we have so far for corn, except I left a little few in this pile, and I did leave 1 pumpkin over here just to keep the piles in the right places. But yeah, we are gonna be taking a while to fill up all this. I'm very glad that carrots grow abundantly, because without carrots, we'd be here for 55 years. So let's actually start carrots on this second wall. I think they take up the same amount of space as corn does. Let's see, corn takes up 6 per shelf, and so does carrots. Okay, great. What in the world? There's one of them standing up. Look at this. Bro is the black sheep. He did not follow the normal path. Bro carved out a life for himself. He was not going to be normal. He was going to be exceptional. Interesting. I wonder how that happened. Okay. Still placing carrots, but Furniture Trader's here, so we're gonna go talk to him real quick now that we have a bunch more coins. So let's see. He has wooden picket fences. He doesn't have trellis fences, so I think we're gonna be saving a lot of our coins for that later when he gets it again. Let me buy some more lights, though. Those are always good to have. We'll buy some more bush planters, the shrubs. I'm about to fall in the lava by this horse. Yo, get me out of here, man. All right, cool. And flower bushes, and then the rest I'm gonna be saving to get more trellis fences. And there we go. Okay. Finally placed almost all of our vegetables. Just left a few for the piles. We've got a bunch of corn, a bunch of pumpkins, but an absolute ridiculous amount of carrots. We've already filled up at least a little bit more than half, or maybe exactly half of the second layer wall. So far it's actually going decent. Now we have to actually finish the wall, though. That's going to be the thing I need to go do. I need to go get a ton of scrap. So I'm actually going to go out to the volcano biome to try and find that, because I haven't looted there yet. All right, just brought back an absolute ton of scrap. Put all this into the bench, and now we have 148. Perfect. So now let me just make a ton of shelves. I'm not even going to use all of the scrap that I have. I think I might have more than enough. We'll start with 50. I know I'll need more than that, but that's what we'll start out with. Won't need too much to finish this second layer. All right, and with that, second layer wall is now done. Still have 40 walls left. So what I need to do is place our final 5 torches, put them right here for right now, and with that we can finally build the third and final final wall. It's gonna take forever to fill these up. All right, furniture trader is back today. Let's go trade with him real quick, and then we'll finish this wall. Or maybe I won't have enough scrap. I definitely think I have enough though. All right, and he does have it now. Okay, so perfect. So we'll get some plant lanterns too. More lantern cones. I do want some signs. I think we're gonna go with a sign small, and that's it. So I only want one sign. And then, I mean, we're just gonna get a bunch of trellis fences. Go all the way down to about 90 coins, and then let's get some more bush planters and shrubs. We'll get a couple arches. Actually, we'll get 4 arches. And then why not get some mossy rocks to put around the farm? Oh, sir, how are you doing? Casually defying the laws of physics, I see. Oh, okay, and teleportation. That's nice. Let's start construction on the final wall. All right, with the 40 extra shelves we had, we built half. So I'm probably gonna need an extra 40, which means I actually don't have enough scrap for this. Okay, so we'll build all the rest that I can and then see what we need after that. All right, so yeah, we are very close to being done. More than 75%. Still got more carrots, more corn. All right, now it's daytime. Now let's go get the last bit of scrap. And there we go. Okay, that'll be the last bit of scrap we need. All right, just need one last shelf. And there we go. That'll be it for all of the shelves. Now to fill all of them. We haven't even filled the inner ring or the middle ring yet, but let me actually take what we have so far and see what we end up with. All right, now that we have all 3 walls set up, we have an absolute ton of our vegetables already placed in them. We now need to make the inside of the base look as good as possible. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clear up a bit of space over here. We're gonna move the tents to be over here. I do have to figure out which color is which though. Okay, so we got purple. We're gonna have purple and blue be next to each other for the girls' tents, and then yellow and red next to each other for the boys' tents. So we'll have them like this, not touching the wall, but pretty close and sectioned off. I'm also gonna be moving the map, sundial, and compass, clear up a bit of space out in the middle, and instead we'll put it over here so that you have stuff as you're exiting the base. All right, cool. So I like that. Adds a little bit more open space back here. Now the torches, these are always interesting. I don't like the light that they emit. It's a weird purplish light. So to be honest, what I can do is I can just pick up all of them and then never place them down ever again. Because as far as I know, if you just don't place the torch, then the base will never re-register its borders. So you can see I picked up the torches, but the border is still out here. So if my theory is true, I should be able to just not need these, but I'm gonna leave them there just in case for now. All right, so cool. We got a much bigger area right here. That's what we want to see. Now the oil drill, I think I'm gonna actually move that to be outside of the base. I'm gonna put it actually right out here. It'll go right directly into the pond, keeping the oil barrels out of sight and out of mind. That clears up even more space. Okay, this is actually looking pretty satisfying now. Just open, nice, open floor plan forest. Yep, that's exactly what this is. We also have defensive blueprints. Now the raiders don't usually come inside the base, but might as well place these. I'll place a set of 3 on each wall. So we got 3 barbed wire here, and then we'll put 3 stakes right here, and then 3 more stakes right out here. So if any cultists do try to come in, I don't think they're gonna be able to make it all the way in. Okay, so now we need to think of what we want to do. It's a good vantage point, honestly. I'm gonna move first the lightning rod. We'll move this to be next to the map. That way it's also not in the middle of the base. This basketball will give it to the boys, and I think that's everything we want to move. I'll obviously move the piles of the fruit or the vegetables. We'll move this furniture by placing it, or at least placing most of it, and then the farm, we're gonna want to expand that. But I wonder, what should we do with the farm? Because I could think we could do something where we place all the farm plots along in a semi-circle arc thing, but I'm wondering if there could be a better option. Well, let's just, I guess, try this out. I'm gonna pick up all 20 farm plots really fast, and then I'm gonna have to find a good place to put them. I think in the back might be a cool view. So let me actually try to center this. So if I have this as the center, and actually wait, no, we have an even amount of stuff, so we can't have an exact center. We need 2 of these here, and then in between these is the center. Yep, okay, that's good. And then we just kind of arc the rest of them around the shelves. See how that looks. Okay, I did have to pick up the boys' tents, but with this last farm plot placed, we now have all 20 plenty in a nice arc right at the back here. And I honestly think that looks pretty cool. It looks like an actual biggest farm base. It looks industrial. So now for the tents, I think we'll just move them slightly over. So that way they still get their tents and they're still separated, but we have room for the farm. Let me also give them their basketball back. And there we go. Okay, so I was waiting to do this. Let me just grab some carrots from our pile and we can finally finish the second wall. All we have left is this. So we'll just spam these carrots onto here and then onto this shelf. This will be the last one right here. All right, fill up this shelf and that should be everything. Okay, cool. So going to free cam real quick. The entire second wall is now just full of carrots. It's insane how many carrots you can get. Now the first wall is being filled up somewhat decently. We have a bunch of corn right here, a bunch of pumpkins, and so it looks pretty cool. So let's start filling up now the third wall with a whole bunch of carrots. Now this one's gonna take a while. Yo, what in the world is this? The pelt trader is tightrope walking on my base. What are you doing up there, man? I don't even know why he went over here. He never comes over here. Yo, look, he's doing it again. What are you doing, man? Can he not get down from there? I think he might be stuck, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get to a spot, but just can't get off. Weird. Oh, there we go. We got a cultist to come in the base. He died immediately, but I think he's gonna be the only one. They all like to stay stuck on the shelves for some reason. Maybe they don't register the shelves the same way they do log walls, which I mean makes sense. I mean, these things are not meant to be walls. Still interesting to know though. Okay, so now we're getting a good amount of progress on our third wall. As you can see, we got a little arc of carrots back there, but the inside of the base still looks really bare bones. So we got to figure out what we want to do to make this a very nice looking base. And I already have one idea. Let me find where my trellis fences are. Here's one. There's another. Should have 3 at least. There we go. There's 3. Okay, so now using these, I'm gonna build a fence all the way around in a nice arc shape, and I think that's gonna look pretty cool. I'm gonna try to make it look as perfect as possible, lining up the posts with the posts so that it looks like one long continuous bit of work. All right, I actually think that looks pretty nice. Kind of closes off the farm, so now we gotta go all the way around, and then I'm gonna add a door. And there we go. Fences all the way around the farm, and then if we want a door, we can go to the center, which is right here. Actually, the fences aren't really centered, so I'm gonna pick up 2 of them, and then that'll be a nice entryway. Actually, no, I do want an archway here though, so maybe we can go for a side entrance or 2 side yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, got it. What we're gonna do is we're going to open up 2 things, one on, we'll say not this side, but one right here and one over here. We'll find the arches and then put one for this door and another for this door. Boom. I think that makes the farm look really nice. I like that. Yeah, I think that's cool. Okay, cool. Now we need to figure out what else we can do. We still have a lot of area to work with. We do have a fountain. This is pretty nice. We could have that be like a centerpiece for something right here. So kind of near where the center is, have a fountain just about here. And then we could surround it with other stuff. Oh wait, hold up. I forgot. We can get shrubs as well and put that probably inside of the farm. Let me grab all of my stuff like that, like shrubs. And then what are the other ones? Flower bushes and bush planters. That's what I need. Okay, got a bunch of these things. Now the shrubs, I'm wondering, we could add shrubs like here. And I think that would look cool for the farm. But what we could also do is add a wall of bushes and things kind of like this. So in an alternating pattern, and then have the shrub be part of that pattern. So it would be just like this. Bush planter, bush, shrub, bush, bush planter. And we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to start from the other side. Do another one here. So bush planter, bush, shrub, bush, and bush planter. So it creates kind of a nice pattern. And then coming inward, what could we do? Let me do like a trial thing here. If I go here, then I go 2 more shrubs, and then we go bush planters, just like this. Does that look good? Let's see. I think that looks fairly decent. I kind of like it. We got 4 shrubs, a bunch of bushes and bush planters, and a nice, neat, not pattern per se, maybe a pattern. I don't know the exact definition of that, but I think it looks nice. But we do have so many more shrubs, so we could add them in between the farms anyway. Okay, I almost have enough for one in between every single farm plot. So I'm actually going to go buy more whenever the furniture trader comes back, which means for right now, let me drop all that I have and I'm going to go loot the stronghold as soon as possible. All right, this should actually give me a ton of coins as well because it is level 3. All right, there we go. Just cleared the level 3 stronghold. Stronghold. Let me get all these coins. And now I have 480. I have enough for pretty much anything I need. Now, you know what? I want a riot shield. This time, I want a riot shield out of this chest. I need only thorn armor, I guess. But no, give me a riot shield. Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot kunai existed. Never mind. Kunai is actually pretty good. Okay, furniture trader is back. Now, I mean, let's just go get everything we can get. All right, does he have shrubs? He does. Perfect. We'll just buy those immediately. Lanterns are good too, so we'll buy those. Now, I'm wondering, what else should we buy? There's not too much that I need. Bullseye rug, nah. Candles, not really. Lavenders, we'll go for that. We could get some stump tables, as well as some log stools. Try to make something out of those. See what we can do. And then maybe we should get the plates to put them on the log tables. But then again, it seems like the brick table doesn't carry items in the same way that wooden tables do. So I'm wondering, do the stump tables also have that problem? For now, though, let's take our shrubs and finish off what we started. And there we go. Cool. I think that makes it look really nice. I like that. Now, we also have some flowers. So I wonder what we could do with these. There's not really much room inside of the farm. But for now, things look good. We just need to figure out... Oh, wait. Okay, here's what we could do. Let's actually move this fountain back a little bit closer here. We'll grab the stump tables and we'll use this fountain as like a center for a nice little place you could eat. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, cool. Let me move these things. There we go. We have 3 tables. I could do a 4th. It's in a little bit of an awkward spot, but as long as you don't mind having some gems around you while you eat, you know, you're all good. I do want to make it a little bit closer, though. I feel like that's a little bit off center. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good. So now we have 4 stump tables. We'll have to go get more stump stools because I only have 5. But let's start by adding 1 to each table. Okay, so now that we have our tables in the center here, let's look above, see what we've got going. So we've got a nice farm, and this would be a perfect eating area right here. Now the kids' beds or tents, we can actually make them look a little bit nicer. I feel like that would add a lot more to the base. And then we want something over here on this right side. Not sure what we're gonna do just yet, but I feel like that would perfect the base. I like it. So let's see what we have to do for the kids' tents. I know I have fairy light arches. We could put that immediately onto the girls' tents. And I actually have the perfect amount too. So I have 1 for the koala kid and 1 for the kraken kid. We also have cloth frames. Now I was thinking of somehow incorporating that into the farm as well. Maybe we can. Yeah, maybe I still can. Hold up. Do I not have any cloth frames? I thought I bought some. There's no way I don't. I remember buying them. Okay, I guess I don't have them. Weird. But I can always buy some later. For now, let's use what we got. We can actually use our lavender that we haven't used yet. That would go perfect with the koala kids tent. So we'll do 1 here, 1 on the side, and 1 on this back corner. Now with the plant lanterns, I actually have an interesting idea. Because it is a farm base, we could have a doorway be made out of plant lanterns. And if I get it just right, just like this, it looks like a giant one-piece archway. And because I have more, I can do that for this arch or this doorway as well. So get real close. All right, and then we got 2 of them coming in now. And now this won't exactly work, but we can do one on the inside. I'm gonna see how that looks though. It might not look good. So let's see, how does this look? Oh, hold on, this actually might look good. Yeah, this actually doesn't look bad. Kind of adds to the base. It really does look like you're coming into a farm base. Okay, so that's good. We got those used up and used very nicely. Now we have a writable sign, which is going to be the sign that gives you a little nice warm welcome into the base as you head in. All right, this is one of the best welcomes you can have when coming into a base. Perfect, so that looks nice. But now I do have buckets and I do have barrels somewhere. There we go, buckets and barrels. I have 3 of each, I believe. So maybe I could do something like barrel, bucket right here. And then on the opposite side, bucket, barrel. Nice. I like that. That adds a little bit more to the base. Or at least to the farm, you know, because you do need barrels and buckets for probably farming stuff. Probably. I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have mossy rocks too. How can we incorporate these? Does that look weird? Not really. So if I go to the other one, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th tree. So 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th tree, place 1, and then 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th tree from that one. one, and then 1, 2, 3 in the fourth tree from that one. How does that look? That actually perfectly spaces it out too. All right, not bad. Not great, but not bad. We can at least use that piece of furniture. I do have more lavender as well. So you know what? Koala Kid, you are going to be sitting pretty in lavender. That actually does look pretty nice though. That actually looks like a garden. Now we also have amaryllis. I believe it's a red flower. So what can we do with this? Kind of just, oh, I know. Okay, we'll do a triangle shape around the fountain. That'll give a nice little look to it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, okay, that does look good. Still got some lantern cones. I believe we have more as well. Yep, okay, so we have 4 total, I believe. What can we do with these? Oh, wait, I know what we can do with these. Easy. Put it right onto the stump tables. There's like a little bit of lighting. I'm hoping we could paint them. I just realized, though, I don't have a paintbrush. I'm gonna have to go get one from the furniture trader. All right, furniture trader's back today. Let's go get ourselves a paintbrush and whatever else we could add to the base. Painting portrait. I've never seen one of these. All right, we'll get one of these. We'll get these bluebells for the Kraken Kid. Cloth frames, we'll get those. That's what I wanted earlier. Gotta make sure I get my paintbrush too. Not gonna forget that. And then what else do we need? Oh yeah, log stools. Need those. And then also get some stone lanterns because I know we have those. I'm gonna get some mossy rock smalls. I'm gonna get some clownfish couches for the boys and some bean bags for all the kids. I think that's all I'm gonna do for right now. All right, so let's take our log stools, add extra chairs, and then we can make these 2 tables of 3 so that way this person gets a view of the farm. Now we do have this painting portrait. I'm wondering, what should we do with this? Can you put it on the bench? No, you can't put it on the bench. Can we put it on a shelf? I believe you can. Yeah, okay, you can. It's a little hard to line up though. You know what? That's a perfect spot. We have an amazing portrait of what seems to be the deer's wife at some kind of pier, and the deer caught her by surprise taking a photo of her, and she is now frustrated at him because she wasn't ready. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a little hangout area for the kids by doing one of these little X patterns and then coloring each of the bean bags to be their color. And there we go. So I have a nice little hangout area right here. We have some cloth frames. So what I can do is for the boys, put these like here and like here. So that way they have some more colors for their base. Kind of looks like a pillow fort. We have bluebells, so we could use that for the Koala Kids tent area right here. Have mossy rock smalls. I wonder what we can do with these. I have 6 of them, so I could place them around the fountain. That would actually look pretty cool. And because I have 6, I could place 2 in between each of the flowers. All right, looks nice. Now we have the clownfish couches. We'll give these to the boys. Little hangout area right here. And then we'll give them the last couple bean bags as well. But now, the most important time in all videos is to decide where to put Kevin. We'll put him right behind this very lovely welcome sign. Him, Rio, and Nemo all together. You know, wouldn't you just love to see warning, no trespassing, and then Kevin, Rio, and Nemo? I think that's fantastic. I'm also gonna add some magnolia right next to our amaryllis. Add some more flowers around our fountain. Now I have a bunch of fairy light doubles. I wonder what we could do with these. If I have 10 of them, I could make some kind of a border somewhere, some kind of a wall. Maybe I could do that for the final area. So I could do one of these just like this, and then cut it off with them as well, and then just like that. Okay, cool. So we'll have a little area right here with a bunch of fairy lights. Now we just got to figure out what to put in here. I actually do like that a lot though, but let's just go ahead and wait till the furniture trader comes back. We'll get some more furniture, and for now, let's start putting more of our vegetables up on the wall, because I have so many vegetables to put up on the wall now. And look, even the squid kid is admiring this mega pile of carrots that's taller than him. Okay, I just placed a whole bunch of carrots, and using free cam, you could see we only have a little bit left to go on this side, and even less to go on this side. And then we do still have the inner ring too. Can't forget about that, but it is coming together quite nicely. So we are getting very, very close to finishing the biggest farm base. Look at this. This looks cool. So let's finish this out nicely. Let's finish placing all of our furniture. We got to figure out what we want to have right here. And luckily for me, furniture trader's here today too. Okay, I have 300 coins, so we're good on coins. What I could do is get a couple red tables and some red benches. We can get a couple lanterns to go on those tables. All right, so what we can do is we can place place our 2 tables, one here, and we'll go one right here, but let me move these carrots real quick. All right, we'll place it right here. Let me go drop off these carrots, fill in more of our just ridiculously massive wall. Let's also place our benches and the brick. Oh, no chance. No chance. Hold on. What about the regular ones? The stone lanterns. Do these work? I think they might. No, okay, they don't either. Interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some ambient lighting around the base rather than putting it directly on top of the table. Okay, and then we'll put one in the center as well. We also can put some decorations. We'll put a bush planter right here, one on the side here, and one right here. We can put some mushrooms around here. Oh, I have an idea. We can use these extra trellis fences like this. This looks pretty cool. And then we can leave one open for a door. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, okay, I actually like that. That looks, bro, this looks amazing. This looks sick. I actually really like this. Could be a perfect restaurant area. This is nice. Oh, let me move just this, what's it called? Brick lantern a little bit more. Make it a little bit more symmetrical. I like this. This is a good use of furniture. All right, we also do want to move the crock pot. I don't like it just being out in the middle of nowhere. We could have it right here, some kind of Korean barbecue style restaurant, but I think it would be better next to the farm. Not here. This is kind of like another seating area. Oh, I'm also dying to death. What should I do? Okay, I'll eat one of these carrots. Where can we put this? I think the best spot will be right here, next to the farm and next to the restaurant, so you could see it, and it's next to the farm. All right, now for the rest of the furniture, we're just gonna get rid of it. Don't need it. I don't see any other purpose we could do with it, and we want to declutter the base to make it look as nice as possible. And so now, pretty much the only thing left to do is finish filling up the walls with food, which we are almost done with. Okay, it's finally done. We're on day 300. We're 5.5 hours into building this base, and every last shelf is filled as much as it's allowed to be filled. I mean, there might be one that's missing a carrot or something because of just the location, but every single one is filled. And I also moved all the corn and pumpkins to the outside. I thought it would look a little bit nicer. And as soon as it turns daytime, we're gonna get an insanely good view of this base. 40 seconds, and we are finally gonna do the tour. This base has taken a lot longer than I thought it would. All right, let's start with our overhead view. Here is the entire base. As you can see, all of our stuff is on the inner ring, and then we have all of our shelves filled to the brim. Had to go around these rocks and these kind of ledge things just so that I could fill the shelves more, because when you put them in between the rocks, they wouldn't fill all the way up. So that's why it has a little bit of that indenting near the back. But now let's actually tour the entire base. As you can see from above, we have a nice little living room slash restaurant area. We have our circular farm, another restaurant area with a beautiful fountain, and then the kids area. But let's go in depth and look at it and it's raining. Well, give me a little bit and we'll do the base tour. All right, now let's do the base tour. Coming in, we have some food. You know, it might be hard to notice when you first see the base, but we do have food on our walls here. We have 3 nice plant lantern gateways letting you through, so you can see our corn, pumpkins, and carrots, all very nice and illuminated on your way in. And don't forget, we have Kevin, Rio, and Nemo letting you in the base with a nice welcome sign, warning no trespassing. How amazing. Thank you. Then coming in on the right, we have the squid kid with his head against a pole. That's nice. But we have our beautiful living room slash dining area. I even couldn't... Oh, you've got to be kidding. All right, so we have our nice living room area right here where you can also eat. And because I couldn't place any lights on the tables, I instead used the Halloween candles. So using a little bit of repurposing right there. And overall, nothing too complex. Just a nice, very cozy area. Then coming over here, we have the pretty much main part of our base. This back half is both our farm and our exquisite dining area, which I'm really happy. Yo, you've got to be kidding me. Dude, do I live in Florida? All right, and much better. Look at that. What a beautiful day to continue uninterrupted. So we have our main area here, our farm, beautifully decorated. 20 whole farm plots, which don't work with watering cans, but it is an absolute ton of food that we're getting. Then in the center here, we have our nice dining area. Only 2 of the tables get plates because these people love to eat off of bark. Why? Probably because they're dogs. But we have this beautiful fountain in the center. I really like it. Got really lucky getting that. And then Coming over here, we have our kids area. So this is where the kids' tents are. Bunch of flowers for the girls. They have their hangout area in the center right here. If we had like board games or something, I'd put it right in the center here. And my most favorite thing of the entire... Why are you on your back? Yo, I've never seen that. How are you on your back? Have you gone mentally insane from being here for almost an entire year? 321 days of nothing but looking at food? Yeah, me too. But my most favorite invention, the most beautiful invention of all time, the weather machine. Keeps things from being interrupted. Oh, can't forget though, our beautiful high-up painting. Almost forgot. But that is the biggest farm base. So let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video right here.